Hey everybody and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the basics of using the signature function or the draw signature function in the free community edition of SAP Build Apps so that you can build mobile and web apps without needing to know coding and for free. So let's jump straight in. First thing that we're going to do, I have a couple of different things set up here. So I'm going to walk through what you need and what you don't. You don't need anything that's in the bottom half of this screen. That's from previous videos, so all this we can ignore. So first thing we're going to need is a page variable, and I've just called mine A. You can just click Add Page Variable and click A. If you feel like I'm moving too fast at any point, you can check out my channel. I have tons of other tutorials. Hopefully that'll help you get up to speed. So what we're going to do here is I have text that I've dragged over here, and then we don't really need this copy me portion that's from a previous video. And then I have two buttons, and I'll explain why. The first button is going to be to draw the signature. The second one is going to be to render it down here. So there's a couple of things you can do with the signature once you have it. But the main thing I want to note is be careful when using this type of information. And this is for educational purposes only. So make sure you're handling user data securely and in accordance with any relevant local, federal laws, rules, guidelines, etc. Now, what we have for our action button, we're going to go to our marketplace. And we have to get the signature function first. So you can click Draw Signature and click Install if you don't already have it, and then click Exit Marketplace. Now from here, I've dragged over two buttons. The first one, you'll see we've just called it Action. The second one is Show. So for the Action button, I'm going to click Add Logic. You'll see that I have the Draw Signature right here. And basically you just go to Install, drag draw signature over, and then what we're going to do is we are going to get the set page variable. So you can just drag this over and drop it here. So we're going to connect component tap to draw signature, and then this first node we will connect to set page variable. Now we don't need to do anything with draw signature, it's kind of its own default, but you can check out the outputs if you want to learn more. And there's documentation as well in the SAP Build Apps help portal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect this to set page variable. You can choose from the list of variables, and we're going to select A or whatever variable you choose. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to go to output of another node, draw signature, and this is where you're going to want the path. Now, the reason for this is you'll see that as we go through the documentation, the signature file includes these properties, and the path is going to be how we find it. So what we're going to do now is we have the draw signature file. So again, click here, output of another node, draw signature. We'll choose path. That will mean that the path will appear up here. Now, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the image display component. So you can just click and drag it over. And then you can select your image. And for the source, you would normally be able to choose from a page variable and choose a link, but sometimes it'll give you an error. For example, you'll see it's incompatible. So what we're going to do as a workaround is click Formula. And then what we're going to do is we're going to type in the word page. When you do this, you'll see page vars dot, and then whatever you called your page variable. We're going to ignore the errors, and you'll see that it will still work in a moment. And then you'll click Save, although I haven't made a change. Now we're going to test the functionality out. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to keep my screen up here because it's not going to work in the web view. For example, as you can see, it just goes back. But what I'm going to do is on my phone, I'm going to go ahead and basically just get a quick recording. And then I will put this video as kind of like an overlay on top of the current screen. So we'll just stay on this screen for this. And then on my phone, I'm opening up the screen recorder. I'll go ahead and drop that on the screen in just a moment. So you'll see now we have the mobile app here. We can click Action. Now the top part is the signature part. So as you can see, there is a point where it stops. So we would just create our signature and click Save. Now you'll see when I've done this that we have the link at the top, which is where the signature file is located on our device. And then we have the show, which is basically that file that we just used. So this is something that you can essentially try to manage and figure out whatever it is you need to do with it. So this signature file is basically saved in this cache folder, and then that is something that you can figure out and manage again securely. But that's the basics of setting up this signature. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment box below, and I'll see you all in the next video.